Make some noise for the GOAT, Michael Guthrie!
What is up? Welcome to episode 6. Little notion to give you guys. We got a pre-recording today because the team is in Italy touring around, getting some content for you guys. And we will absolutely have some of the athletes on the show once that tour concludes. Maybe potentially the next episode, I believe. We'll have them on, let them talk about their trip, their content, what it was like seeing Italy. So shout out to everybody in Italy. I hope the travels are smooth. I hope that the trip is a great time and everybody stays safe and away from injury. So shout out to everybody out there. I hope it's a blast. I got a set of notes for you guys. We're going to kind of go through some of the questions I might have missed from the previous podcast and drop it in today, as well as just general topics that people have been asking about, whether it's in DMs or comments on the Facebook or the YouTube, etc. So, yep, we are pre-recorded today because the team is in Italy. Already said that, but just to reiterate so you know what that means, we are not live. This is a pre-recorded episode. Last time I say that, I promise. Let's talk first thing about something that I found really interesting. The Wired magazine video. First of all, one monitor here, another monitor here. 2.2 million views on YouTube through Wired magazine. Extremely cool that we were able to have something like that for tricking on such an established channel being Wired. And the video was called "Why It's Almost Impossible to Do a Quintuple Cork in Tricking" by Wired magazine. And initially, 7 years ago, it came out. That's crazy. 6 or 7 years ago. My bad. Anyways, I told the magazine interviewers that the quint cork was almost impossible, if not impossible. And now a few questions to line up on that, to talk about that, is, do I still believe that? Ooh, I don't know, because I think my main reasoning behind why I thought it was impossible is that I don't even think a quint full had been done yet, and now I think by a tricker, not by a gymnast. I'm not sure. Maybe there has been a gymnast. I could be wrong. Please school me in the comments. Grill me if I'm wrong. But quint has been done now. So, out of round off. So it's the full, it's not the cork, but that's one step closer. That is a giant step closer. I'm not going to say it's impossible anymore. I'm going to say it's very possible. It's a matter of when. It could be quite a long time, or it could be soon. The quad cork is getting easier and easier for a lot of these athletes. Shout out to everybody smashing the threshold of power tricks. I've always loved the power tricks in my career. As I've gotten a little older, I haven't been as big of a chaser for them, but I do love them, and I got a lot of respect for them. So congratulations to every quad corker, and may your journey to quint cork come quickly, because I would love to see that happen. Has my opinion changed? Yes, we did address that. I do think someone will eventually land it. And if so, what athlete does it take? Or what kind of athlete? Sorry, I thought it was asking specifically who would hit it. That I don't know. Time will tell. But what kind of athlete does it take? I think it'll be a tricker. It definitely won't be. I mean, we're talking quint cork, not quint full. And a tricker beat a gymnast to quint full, I believe. Like I said, could be wrong. Let me know. But you're going to have to eat right, take care of your body, and it's probably going to be somebody pretty young. I mean, not super young, but younger 20s in general. I mean, you're just going to have to be a freak of nature type of athlete. But before we go into our next topic, please like, share. It helps the channel. It helps the content. If you want to see more of this, subscribe to be notified when we're live. And it just helps everything in general. So again, like, share, subscribe. And if you're loving the branding, the merch, the A, then please check out the merch store and grab yourself some training gear, or whether or not you're just wearing it leisure as a fan out and about. I wear it with both ways. I mean, sometimes it's just out and about. I've worn this shirt to church. So you never know. You can wear it really a bit of anywhere. So check out the merch store. And again, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. I appreciate all of y'all. And our next topic, is there a ceiling? Do I think tricking will ever plateau? I don't think so. I think that it will just, I mean, you've seen it in every sport, especially if you really think about like when football started or basketball. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure basketball started in Kansas. I say pretty sure. I'm pretty sure basketball started in Kansas, and that's where I'm from. So shout out basketball. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. It started in Kansas. We don't even have an NBA team. Would be nice. I would go. But I think that tricking will likely just continue to get better and better and better, just like every sport. It just continues to get more insane. I mean, Tony Hawk setting the standard for doing the first 900 to where now it's just kind of like definitely not a basic, but it's pretty common. Whereas that was a major milestone then. And I'm not a major skateboard guy. I don't watch a lot of skateboarding. I think it's sick to turn it on and watch the X Games and whatnot every now and then. But even then, I don't tune in too heavily. So grill me if I'm wrong on any of that information. I'm not pretending for even a second to be a professional or even knowledgeable on those topics. But I think that it's really hard to say, because I don't think any sport has necessarily even slowed down. It's just gotten better and better and better. I mean, to have Patrick Mahomes here in Kansas City on the Chiefs playing the way that he does, and just thinking about how something like that back in the day would have just blown your mind. We're going to see the same thing in tricking. You're going to have people we don't even know the name of yet are going to be freak of nature athletes doing crazy skills and hopefully making a ton of money off of it, becoming a superstar through tricking. I would love to see tricking grow. And that drives us right to our next question. The future of tricking. Where do I see the sport side tricking 5 years from now? Since we talked about the talent side, I think it's going to get better and bigger. The sport side, or even the business side, I think you look at Bo Yang's gym in China. That gym looks insane, and I'm pretty sure that it's a tricking only gym. Like I said, I'm saying a lot of stuff today that I am not 100% confident on, but that's the fun in the podcast, just kind of getting to gab it up a little bit and talk about topics. But that's a tricking only gym, and I mean, I have a tricking only class in our karate school. I've taught tricking only seminars or camps, so I think the sport side, though, to more directly answer it, I think we'll see a lot more competitions. And to address, I know there's some people that may think the sport side's not good for the community side. I think it's going to be good for it, because I personally would like to see gatherings, a wholesome gathering with no battles, make a return. I would like to see gatherings come back and not worry about having to supplement the battle side to pay the athletes to battle. Just let the professional sports side take care of it, unless you want to. I'm not telling you don't. I personally, growing up with gatherings just being just tricking, I would love to see more things like that, and even attend them myself. I don't need to see battles at a gathering. I just want to see people trick and have fun. And when you have battles on Saturday night, but the gathering starts on Friday, there's a lot of people just not sessioning very hard on Friday, and then they reserve themselves for Saturday, and then after the battles they're too tired to go hard on Saturday night. So I would like to see just like fun sessions, people collabing together on tricks or ideas, or just doing stuff that's synced up for fun. I think a return to for fun events would be fantastic. And with the sport growing bigger and better and having more events, I think kind of opens and welcomes a world where two can coexist beautifully at the same time. Because if the sport's continuing to grow really well, we'll see more athletes, and which will then in turn call for people wanting to do more of it, which could open up the door for a lot of gatherings and events. So I would love to see that as well. But the sports side, to more answer directly, yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more events in general, a lot more sponsorships, which means a lot more dough, a lot more cash flow. And that is all great for the athletes. And I think it's going to open the door for other jobs. We're gonna see doors open for announcers and people teaching seminars at those events, perhaps. Or like you look at UFC, there's so many different media style people. We could see the next Plan Zero style situation where he was just going to events and making content, but maybe he's doing the gatherings and they're doing the adrenaline battle competition style events and getting content off of that. So I think it'll open more doors for people to have jobs and not necessarily just battling or being a top tier tricking athlete, but someone who loves tricking and wants to make a living off that. If it grows properly, and it will, through the different sponsorships and things that evolve, we're going to see a lot more media, which opens a lot of opportunities for trickers, and media gurus alike to have their foot in the door and enjoy it from however they want to. Let's grab a little, yeah. Get to gabbing too much. Get that dry mouth. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes to hear it. But again, quick little pause before we answer our last question. We got last week's guest. He picked his figure, his pop. That is my spot for the guest of each week to pick theirs. And since we don't have one this week, and I was late to putting it up in last episode, if you haven't already watched last episode with special guest Vince Little, as we talk about some of the history of tricking going through NASCA, what NASCA's like now, what tricking's like now, and just having a good time chatting with each other. That's one of my best friends, Mr. Vince Little. So check out the last episode. There's his figure of choice in the background, and I left it up for today, so no new figure today. But last thing that we'll touch on before we go, I know a little bit of a shorter episode, but I wanted to see how it does. I want to see how, originally when I started the show, I wanted to see a little shorter episode happen because I personally do not like watching. Like, there's guys that I like on the internet that they have 2 and 3 hour episode podcasts. I don't have time for that. There's no way. And when I do watch podcasts, I mean, if I were to sit down and fully watch a 2-3 hour episode, it would take me a week and maybe 2 weeks to get through something like that with the way that I set up my time. So originally, when the show started, I wanted to keep that time around 30 minutes or under. So we'll see how that goes going forward. But sometimes I just get to chatting with the guest and it just takes up time. So even when I did a solo, it was like an hour. So all good. I still enjoy it, as it would probably not have taken an hour by myself if I didn't enjoy it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Do I think tricking could eventually surpass skateboarding in participation or popularity? It's a tough one because skateboarding's been around for a long time. And I originally, just a little bit ago, said that I don't think any sport's really going to plateau. So it's really just a matter of the back end of things. Who is in charge of helping it grow? Because the skateboarders, the talent is going to keep growing, but the business side, it's going to be a matter of who is behind helping it grow. And if I had to stick my money somewhere, I might do it through tricking. It's a new sport. It's a new and exciting thing. So as it gains its attention, and obviously I'm biased because I'm part of it and not part of tricking, or skateboarding rather, sorry. I would love to see tricking get bigger than skateboarding. Absolutely. I think that'd be awesome. Or maybe just as big as each other. It doesn't have to be a competition in that sense. So You never know. Maybe you'll see tricking and skateboarding and all these other extreme sports under the same umbrella for the same event / competition. That would be truly exciting. That's a win for everyone. I could imagine going to an event and watching those things in the same night that I have to go battle in my sport, but enjoying all of it in one on some Woodward type of thing here. I have a question that I missed from last episode because it was popping up a little extra long and I couldn't see it all behind my camera. My camera's in front of my monitor, but I'd like to address that now. And I apologize to the person that I didn't get to answer their question while we were live last time. But the question is, my son Vinny is 13 in Georgia, started flipping on his bed about a year ago, and now we go to a trampoline park every weekend. He is doing a 2.5 full and landing so far. He wants to, sorry, I literally just messed that up. It's a screenshot and I don't know what just happened. There we go. Goodness, this is all over the place. Sorry, guys. He wants to get coaching to help him develop further, create combos. What kind of coach would be the best? Gymnastics, karate, tricking has absolutely given him personal confidence. So I want to help him follow you and other tricking guys safely. We love watching you. Thank you. So exciting. Thank you for everything. Miss Michelle, that's exciting. I'm excited for your kid to dive down this adventure. If you want to get him better at tricking, I think if you're having trouble finding a tricking coach, martial arts is your next best step because quite a bit of tricking is involved in martial arts. It's come from and is ingrained in. So if you're having trouble finding a tricking coach by you, talk to some local martial arts schools that you're going to have to do a little research. You're going to have to find where there's a dojo or a karate school that has tricking elements to it. And I would, to go back again, I would stay a little bit away from gymnastics. It's just completely different. It doesn't sound like if he's able to 2.5 full, he needs the basics of gymnastics because they're likely going to get him working on round offs and back handsprings. And while that could help, I did do cheerleading for a while, and it absolutely helped my round off and my back handspring and my whip and my punching ability and understanding tumbling and using a spring floor to your advantage. Shout out to my coach at Casey Cheer. It was helpful to learn from him and get a better understanding of things. But I don't know if gymnastics is going to be super helpful for his tricking career. So find a tricking coach. Look up on maybe Instagram or TikTok, like tricking #Georgia, or I don't know where you're at in Georgia. Maybe you're close to Atlanta. I know there's a big group in Atlanta that trick, and some could be very helpful to your kiddo. Chris was at our last event. I don't want to butcher his last name here. Let me see. Pull him up fast enough here on Instagram. I can give you his Instagram and maybe you can reach out to him. But if you're not close to Atlanta, then that's not very helpful. But Chris is of course he doesn't have his last name, but his Instagram is Chris_Nadeau, Nado, like tornado, Chris Nadeau, Chris_Nadeau to further say it again. But he is in Atlanta, I believe still, and he's a working stuntman, and he's a really talented tricker as well. And there's a lot of great guys out there. But if you can't find one local, I know this is a long, strung out answer, but I felt the need to really dive deep with this for you as I missed it on the last show. And again, I apologize. But if you can't find someone live, I have personally done a ton of Zoom, Skype, whatever technology of the time, online lessons. And it's taught me how to work with someone without being able to spot them. Because with tricking, there really isn't much to be able to spot. You just have to be able to coach them through things. And fun fact, I actually worked with Chris for a little while. So if you can get in touch with anybody in your area or get in touch with someone who you know does online coaching. I don't do the online as much now. I do much more in person. But if you can't find anybody, please DM me on Instagram. We can work something out and maybe get something going. But find somebody that clicks with him as well. That is the most important. I have had students where I noticed their style wasn't quite like mine, and I shifted them to a friend to help my buddy out and getting him lessons. But I just felt like their styles there and their personalities meshed so much better. So selflessly, I wanted him to work with this person. So yeah, find a coach that your kiddo meshes with, and even if it's online or in person. I hope that answers your question, and I'm sorry I rambled about it so long. I just felt the need to give you a little extra time since I missed you last time, and hopefully you see this. If you don't, hopefully it answered somebody else's question or helped them out in some way. And this has been episode 6 of the Off Axis podcast. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I said it earlier, this was the last time I was going to say it, but this was pre-recorded. So enjoy the show. I hope you guys enjoy the next one. I'm looking forward to seeing these athletes back from Italy. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as it really helps us out. The sub also helps you out in staying notified when we go live or post content in general. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all the above. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks again. It's your boy.
Yeah, uppercut, punches got him busting up. Potion in his double cup, liquor got him buttered up. Yeah, not my competition. Every track is like I got bubble guts. Fast life, buckle up. Yeah, turn an angel into angel dust. Top rope caution, got it jumping like double dutch. Used to take a shuttle bus, I ate a struggle lunch. Turn my woes to wins, you know I had it.